Why Fernando Mendoza is lucky Browns are not picking first overall in 2026 NFL Draft. Why Fernando Mendoza is lucky Browns are not picking first overall in 2026 NFL Draft originally appeared on the Sporting News. Add the Sporting News as a preferred source by clicking here. The Cleveland Browns are coming off a 2025 season where Myles Garrett broke the single-season sack record, and their rookie class showed up in a major way. Carson Schwesinger won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Fannin Jr. was a great tight end in year one, while Quinshon Judkins and Sampson were a great running back duo. While the rookies and Garrett are some great building blocks, the Browns' offense is bleak. With that in mind, Kristopher Knox of Bleacher report highlighted how the Browns would be the worst landing spot for Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Why Fernando Mendoza is lucky Browns aren't picking first overall. The Las Vegas Raiders are picking first overall in the 2026 NFL Draft and will almost certainly be taking Fernando Mendoza to be their new franchise QB. But what if the Browns, with their extra ammo, make a trade offer that's hard to refuse? Is there a chance that a team offers a trade package that the Raiders can't ignore? It's possible, and Mendoza had better hope that such an offer doesn't come from the Cleveland Browns, Knox writes. Knox is making the point that the Browns are the worst landing spot for Mendoza this offseason. While the Raiders' situation isn't perfect, with some iffy wide receiver and offensive line rooms, the Browns are in a much worse spot. The Browns have arguably the worst receiving core in the league, a running back in Quinshon Judkins who is coming off a severe leg injury, and a troublesome cap situation, Knox writes. More, Browns urged to rebuild entire offensive position group with 6 free agents. Mendoza would be getting Brock Bowers, Ashton Janty, and Clint Kubiak in Las Vegas. In Cleveland, he would be getting a recovering Judkins, Fannin, and Todd Monken. But more importantly, the Raiders have a lot more flexibility to bring in talent on the offensive side of the ball based on a better cap situation. They don't have a Deshaun Watson contract weighing them down. Add on that Tom Brady will be with the Raiders to help Mendoza turn into a capable starter in the league, and the Raiders are the clear better option for Mendoza than the Browns. Overall, Mendoza is lucky the Browns aren't picking first overall in the 2026 NFL Draft. If they were, Mendoza would join a team missing a lot of offensive linemen and one of the worst wide receiver rooms in the NFL. More Browns news. Browns' Todd Monken makes Shedeur Sanders announcement for 2026 season. Browns' Todd Monken announces who will call plays on offense for 2026. I didn't take this job because of Jim Schwartz. Todd Monken's bold Browns intro echoes Browns' vendetta, absurd logic behind his Todd Monken hate and Schwartz snub rant. Shedeur Sanders stats, highlights at 2026 Pro Bowl flag football game. Browns predicted to ditch Shedeur Sanders in favor of trade for $230 million quarterback. Why Fernando Mendoza is lucky Browns are not picking first overall in 2026 NFL Draft. Why Fernando Mendoza is lucky Browns are not picking first overall in 2026 NFL Draft originally appeared on the Sporting News. The 2026 NFL Draft is shaping up to be a franchise-altering moment for multiple teams, but perhaps no player's future hangs more delicately in the balance than Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. For months, speculation has centered around where Mendoza will land and how quickly he can transform a struggling offense into a contender. Ironically, the best thing that could have happened to him? The Cleveland Browns not picking first overall. Because if they were, Mendoza might be staring down one of the league's toughest developmental situations. A tale of 2 franchises. Instead, the top selection belongs to the Las Vegas Raiders, a team in transition but far better positioned to support a young quarterback. While no rebuilding franchise is perfect, context matters, and the difference between Cleveland and Las Vegas could define Mendoza's first 5 years in the league. The Browns are coming off a fascinating 2025 season. Defensively, they soared. Myles Garrett shattered the single-season sack record, cementing himself as a generational pass rusher. Rookie linebacker Carson Schwesinger claimed Defensive Rookie of the Year honors. Tight end Fannin Jr. flashed star potential. Running backs Quinshon Judkins and Sampson formed a dynamic tandem. On paper, that sounds promising. But quarterback is not played on paper, it's played in chaos. And Cleveland's offensive ecosystem is anything but stable. The bleak offensive reality. As Kristopher Knox of Bleacher report pointed out, the Browns may represent the worst possible landing spot for a rookie quarterback in 2026. The issues are layered. Arguably the league's weakest receiving core. A star running back, Judkins, recovering from a severe leg injury. Offensive line questions. A complicated salary cap situation. Most damaging of all? A lack of flexibility. Cleveland remains financially handcuffed by the lingering weight of the Deshaun Watson contract. Cap constraints limit the ability to aggressively reshape the offense around a rookie quarterback. When you draft a number 1 overall QB, the goal is to surround him immediately with protection, playmakers, and coaching stability. The Browns simply may not have the resources to do that at the speed required. For Mendoza, that matters more than draft prestige. What Las Vegas offers instead. Now, compare that to Las Vegas. The Raiders' situation isn't flawless, but it's fertile. Imagine Mendoza stepping into a huddle that includes tight end Brock Bowers and electric running back Ashton Janty. Imagine working within a system shaped by offensive mind Clint Kubiak. That's not survival mode, that's infrastructure. And then there's the mentorship factor. The presence of Tom Brady within the Raiders organization looms large. Even in a partial advisory or ownership role, Brady's influence on quarterback development, preparation habits, and professional mindset is invaluable. Few rookies ever enter the league with that level of institutional wisdom nearby. Las Vegas also boasts healthier cap flexibility, meaning they can actively pursue receivers and linemen tailored to Mendoza's strengths. Development requires investment. The Raiders are positioned to spend. Cleveland, at least for now, is positioned to maneuver carefully. Coaching contrast. Coaching context is just as critical. Cleveland's offense under Todd Monken is still searching for identity and consistency. System changes, play calling debates, and roster turnover can be destabilizing for a rookie quarterback trying to learn NFL speed. Meanwhile, the Raiders appear committed to offensive alignment, a unified vision from front office to sideline. Quarterbacks don't just need talent around them. They need clarity. Pressure versus platform. If Cleveland held the first pick, Mendoza would be walking into a fanbase desperate for offensive revival. He wouldn't just be a quarterback, he'd be the solution. Every sack, every misread, every stalled drive would carry the weight of organizational frustration.